Hello everybody, this is Tim here again, here another movie review, this time for House of Gucci, directed by Ridley Scott. And Ridley Scott's a director that is really well known, does a lot of really great work, but he also does some subpar stuff like Alien Covenant, which I actually did like the first time I saw it, but that movie has really waned on me. It's not very good. Prometheus I actually didn't like that much when I first saw it, but I actually like more now because I can kind of see it as its own standalone movie, despite having like a connection to the aliens. It's really just kind of its own movie about like creationism and stuff like that. Now, House of Gucci, the trailers were really good. This was a very highly anticipated movie. It stars Adam Driver, Lady Gaga, and Jared Leto, and Jeremy Irons, Al Pacino. Very stacked cast. Now, this is a true story. I actually didn't know much of anything about this true story until after I saw this movie. Then I went and looked up a little bit of it just to kind of see um, how it gels with the movie. Now, when it comes to true stories, stuff like that, with people having to portray like real life people and all that, it's usually good to like do a little bit of research on it in these situations with these types of movies because they are playing real life people, and then the actors do have a little bit of a responsibility to portray those real life people in a correct manner that flows with the person's real life character. I'll go ahead and say it. This movie, it has some really good moments, even some great moments, but all in all, it's only a 2.5 out of 4. This is an all-right movie. I liked it. I'd probably buy it if I ran into it for like $5. It's not something I'd really rush out to watch again or anything, unless I had a friend or something who wanted to see it. This is one of Ridley Scott's like weaker films. Not his worst. It's better than something like Hannibal, but it's one of his way weaker films. The movie he came out with, The Last Duel, is a lot better than this one. This is it's a long movie, but when you boil the story down, it's really not going to be that long of a review because there's not really a lot that goes on. You got Lady Gaga in here, who everybody talks about like Oscar nomination, Oscar nomination. Honestly, by the end of this movie, I don't really feel like any of these actors really deserve an Oscar nomination, even though most of them do put on great performances. Jeremy Irons plays Adam Driver's father, but he's only in the movie for a little bit, but he does a good job. Every now and then his regular like accent kind of slips out through the supposed Italian accent he's doing. Al Pacino does good, he's fine. At first I thought he was just kind of okay as the grandfather, but by the end of the movie, he's good. You got Adam Driver in here, who Lady Gaga's like going after him and pursuing him, and she gets together with him. You get the idea that she's like a gold digger or whatever, but with all this talk about her getting an Oscar and all that, or nominated, her performance is even great at points, but it's mostly just good. They really don't delve into her character, and it's not that her acting's bad. None of the actors really here in this movie are bad. They just don't have really a lot to chew on, really. Even Adam Driver, his character's kind of wishy-washy. Like when Lady Gaga gets with him, like his family tries to tell him she's just after her money, and really that's what the movie seems like it's trying to tell you, is that she really does just want the money. And she even like consults a psychic who they try to like, in part of the movie, imply that she's actually like really psychic. Like what? When she like tries to tell Lady Gaga where Adam Driver's at and all that kind of shit. It's a really weird scene. But she like starts manipulating Adam Driver and taking everything over and doing things like getting Jared Leto's character in trouble. He plays Paolo Gucci, and he's like, Jared Leto's like unrecognizable here. The makeup team deserves an Oscar, at least a nomination. But yeah, he plays like a really over-the-top character here. I thought he was great fun in the movie. He was pretty damn funny. In parts of the movie, though, he does go a little bit too over the top. But when I watched interviews of the real guy and stuff like that I could dig up on YouTube, he's pretty close to the real dude. So he was great in the movie in terms of like just this over-the-top, eccentric, childlike character. Maybe a little bit more over-the-top than the actual real-life version, but not by much. But when they do movies, they always got to sensationalize certain aspects. So I thought he was great, and I thought Adam Driver's performance was great as well. And I thought Lady Gaga was great in the movie. Their performances are great, but their characters are just kind of, they don't have a lot to them. Adam Driver and Lady Gaga don't, so there's not a lot here. I don't think anybody in this movie really deserves an Oscar nomination. But yeah, and then one thing leads to another, and Adam Driver wants to break up Lady Gaga and divorce her. They have a kid together though, and but even after, like, Adam Driver gets mad at Lady Gaga for like manipulating him to like get in trouble with his family and all that and take the business from them. He still like goes along with it, still takes the business from them by the rest of the movie, and takes it directly from Al Pacino and Jared Leto and takes everything. And then you get to like the climax of the movie, and so he wants to divorce Lady Gaga, who's pretty much she is kind of a bitch, but you do feel sorry for her because at the same time you get the idea that she really does love Adam Driver's character, that it isn't just really all about the money. So you do kind of feel sorry for her, but by the end of the movie, of course, she has him killed, so she's evil too, so it really doesn't matter. So you get to the end of the movie, and she pretty much hires Hitman to go out and take him out. And then you skip to the next scene, and he gets shot down, and they're like, well, and one other thing is, like, Adam Driver, you don't really feel much sympathy for the guy because they never show him, like, interacting with his daughter after he's, like, trying to divorce Lady Gaga. He talks about doing it, but they never really show him with her, so it's just kind of, like, skipped over, so you don't really feel much for the character. So he's just kind of an asshole too. And then at the end of the movie, the people are trying to take the company from him as well. And then after he gets killed, and then it tells you in text that now there's no Gucci member or family member that works at Gucci. So pretty much the whole family and everything was destroyed because of these incidences. And then you get to the main of the movie, and it doesn't really show how Lady Gaga's character gets caught. I don't think. We just skip to the next scene. They just have everybody on trial. They don't really show how she was found out and arrested. That would have been really interesting. This movie, I feel like, would have worked better if it was just like a documentary series or like a mini series or something like that on A&E or something, just like of a few episodes. That would have worked much better than stretching this out to a movie, because this is a very simple story. She gets arrested at the end, gets a bunch of years in prison, and so does her accomplices, the supposed psychic chick played by Salma Hayek, who's also fine in the movie, but didn't really add anything. Even if she was really part of the true story, she didn't really add anything in terms of the movie. And that's pretty much it. All in all, it's a 2.5 out of 4. I had a lot more high hopes for this movie. It's just kind of meh. It's slightly below average. I wouldn't really watch it again, like I said, unless I had like a friend or something who wanted to see it. I don't hate the film. I don't think anybody in here really deserves an Oscar nomination. Jared Leto does a great job as like the eccentric member of the family, but he's not really in the film that much. He's in it a decent amount, but not a big lot. He's more of a supporting character. The movie really hinges on like Adam Driver, and even Lady Gaga disappears for a decent amount. It really hinges on Adam Driver and Lady Gaga, really. It's their story. But yeah, as far as this goes, it's just kind of all right. I wouldn't really recommend the film. You could probably just look this story up online or whatever, the real true story, and not even have to bother watching this movie. So yeah, all in all, it's an alright film. The directing is good, it's solid, but nothing really right home about. All in all, this is one of Ridley Scott's like lesser films. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.